One of the GCSE gang on my Learn Gang Reddit submitted this question. And when you see a 5-mark vectors questions in GCSE, it's enough to make you start crying. But I'm going to prepare you guys how to attack these questions because this is a pretty tricky one by the looks of it. And I'm doing a 2-part vectors question because there was 2 questions submitted to me on the Reddit page. So actually I kind of abbreviated it, but here's the diagram. It says the figure shows a regular hexagon, OA, B, C, D, E, with OA is A, so OA is A, AB is B. Then it says the point M, so some point M, well that's it basically. The point M divides this line in the ratio 2:1, and the point Y is such that OMY and ABY are straight lines. Find AB to BY. Okay, so let's just go back to this. So Y is somewhere such that OM somewhere here is a straight line. Y is somewhere over here then. And ABY, so they're going to meet. So we're going to have to draw some lines. So Y is somewhere over here. So ABY is a straight line. So I'm just going to draw a line like this, extending it out. And what does it say? It says the ratio is 2:1. So it's dividing BC in the ratio 2:1. So 2:1. So let's put it here. Okay, and then we can draw these lines here. Alright, ignore the curvature in that line, isn't it? So there's my Y. And there's M. That ratio is 2:1. I want to find the ratio between AB, BY. So we need to find out what this vector is, all right? Now, because it's on this line, I already know it's some multiple of B. So parallel vectors are multiples of each other. So what we could call it is KB, some multiple of B, all right? So the next thing we need to do is we need to focus on this being a straight line, okay? So OMY is a straight line. Now, what does that mean? Again, it means that O to M is parallel to OY. They're on the same straight line. Had I, drawn it a little bit longer, I didn't want to go over this middle line. So OMY is a straight line, meaning O to M, the vector O to M is some multiple of OY. Okay? So OMY, straight line, means OM is some multiple of OY. Okay, so you can't say they're equal. Yeah, you can't say that because obviously OY is larger. So we could, I don't know, is OM half the size? Is it double? Well, not double the size. Is it half the size? A third of the size? We don't know. We're probably going to have to work it out. Okay? So I'm going to say if you take this vector OM and multiply it by some number, you'll get to Y. Now, what that number is, I'm not sure. Let's give it a letter. Now, in A levels, we like to use lambda for this. At GCSE, I mean, we're using A and B already. K. This is like the hardest part of the question is choosing an appropriate letter. Let's just use X. Okay? So let's work out what these vectors are. Now, O to Y is actually easy because it's in the diagram. To go from O to Y, I'm going to go A plus B plus KB. So it's A plus B plus KB. But we wouldn't leave our answer like this. We need to factorize. We need the explicit coefficient of B. So it's A plus, we factorize out B, we're left with 1 plus K. Okay, there's my vector O to Y. The next thing we need to do is we need to find out O to M. Now to go from O to M, I'm going to go A plus B plus whatever BM is. Okay, so O to M is A plus B plus whatever BM is. All right. Now, BM is some fraction of BC. So BM is what? 2/3. Yeah, it's 2 parts out of a total of 3. of BC. Okay? Now we somehow need to work out what BC even is. So how do we go from B to C? Now there's a cheeky way to do this. And the question did say it's a regular hexagon. And this is the trick to the question. A regular hexagon is made up of equilateral triangles. So if I draw a line straight through here, you basically have 3 triangles like this. And these are parallelograms. So this would be B, and this would be B as well. Okay? So these two are B, and there's another parallelogram. So this is A. So to go from B to C, I'm going minus A plus B. Yeah? Minus A plus B is the same as B minus A. So B minus A. And that's going to go in here. So BM is 2/3 of this, which means 2/3 B minus 2/3 A. And that's going to go in here. So OM is A plus B plus BM, which is 2/3 B minus 2/3 A. So OM is A minus 2/3 A. So this is 1. 1 minus 2/3 is 1/3 A. B plus 2/3 B is 5/3 A. 5/3 B, sorry. Okay. Now, there's different ways we can actually do this. If we go back to this, yeah, where we had O to Y, this and this are parallel. Okay? Now, if they're parallel, it must mean that they maintain the same ratio in terms of the coefficients of A and the coefficient of B. It's kind of like the change in Y over the change in X. Okay? You can think about the change in Y divided by the change in X. Okay? If I gave you guys another example, say you had a vector 2A plus B, and I asked you guys, give me other vectors which are parallel to this. Okay? You would say 4A plus 2B, because you're just multiplying it by 2. You could have multiplied it by 3. You could have said 6A plus 3B. Okay? Now the reason that's the case is because you are halving 6 to get 3. When you half 2, you get the coefficient 1. When you half 4, you get that coefficient of 2. Look at this. To go from that coefficient to that coefficient, you are multiplying by 5. And if O to Y is parallel to that, you just need to multiply this coefficient, which is 1, by 5 to give you this. Okay? So 1 times 5 gives you 1 plus K. 1 times 5 is 5. Is just 1 plus K. So K is 4. So this is 4B. All right? Find the ratio of AB to BY. 1 to 4 is your answer. And there we go. That is a beautiful 5-mark question. Let's take a look at the other vector question that was submitted on the Lung Gang page. The next one that was submitted by one of the Lung Gang on the on the Lung Gang Reddit page, link in the description if you want to join, is we got this picture of this situation with all the vectors marked. M is the midpoint of BC, so this is in between BC. Q is the midpoint of A and M. Find QB in terms of C. Now the question was split into part A and B. Part A was 1 mark, part B was 4 marks. I've just gone straight to finding QB in terms of C for 5 marks. Okay, so I don't even know what part A was. So, to find Q to B, guys, all you do is you just lay out a pathway, okay? How am I going to go from Q to A? Now, there's different ways you can do this. If you want, I guess we could go here, then here. We could go back, then along. My temptation is to go back because I have this A and C. So I'm going to go QA. So to go QB, I'm going to do QA. And then I'm going to go AB. Whoops. And I'm going to go AB. Now, Q to A is easy. I'm going to go minus C minus A. Minus C minus A. And then I need to go A to B. Now, how do I go from A to B? It looks like we're going to have to do the long way. We're going to have to go all the way around. Okay? Now, to go from A to B, I'm going to go A to C, and then C to B. Okay? Now, A to C, let's write it down. A to C plus CM and MB, because we don't know what MB is. Well, I'm just writing it out explicitly, right? So CM, and then my bad. So that's minus C, minus A to C. A to C is 3A. CM is B. And then MB, my bad, is also B. All right, because it's in the midpoint. So plus B. All right, so we are left with minus C, minus A. No, wait. Minus A plus 3A is, I'm bugging, 2A. So it's plus 2A. Plus 2B. Okay. Now the question said find QB only in terms of C. Somehow we're going to have to rewrite this in terms of C only. Now C is this kind of direction here, P to B. Well, we worked out that QA was minus C minus A. I'm not even sure if that's going to help. My other temptation is to... ooh, I noticed something. 2A plus 2B... Oh, no, wait. No, that's obvious. Now we're going to write this only in terms of C is the question. It did say that QA... We didn't really use that Q is the midpoint of AM, right? So that means if Q is in the middle, then this is minus C minus A as well, right? Could that help? In fact, if I had done that, it wouldn't have really helped. We would have got A plus C plus B to get QB. Oh, maybe it does help. So going from Q to B, I'm doing the negative of this, yeah, which would be A plus C plus B. So Q to B, so to go from Q to B another way is we're going this way, which is A plus C. Yeah, it'll be the negative of this, A plus C and B. Okay, so these two things must be exactly the same. So what must be true? So A plus C plus B, this thing is equal to this thing, minus C plus 2A plus 2B. Now, I guess here, if I move that C over, I get 2C is, and those A plus B's move to the other side, I'll just get A plus B. Okay, but I wanted 2A plus 2B. So if I double this, I get 2A plus 2B is 4C. Nice. So then that 4C can go in here. Therefore, QB is minus C plus 4C. Yeah, that's that bit. So therefore, QB is 3C. Damn. I've never seen a question like that before. As you can see in the middle, I got a bit stumped on how we somehow eliminate that. So yeah, that's my solution. So guys, if you learned something today, hit the like button, subscribe for more content like this. If you're interested in my GCSE maths courses, there is links in the description. We'll be learning vectors very soon, in like a couple of months. So if you're interested, you definitely want to get involved with that. And yeah, join the Lung Gang page and submit your questions through there. maybe I'll do a YouTube video on it. Nice.